we were anchored at the Rabaul Yacht Club, saying goodbye to Herman and Barbara, who were flying back to Witu Plantation, when we received a message from Dickie Doyle, back on Garove Island, wanting to pay me to install a new motor in his yacht. So we returned to Langu Plantation on Garove Island to do the work. After an exhausting trip against calms and northwest squalls, we sailed into the first available harbour, into Peter Haven, the harbour for the eastern side plantation. I slept for more than 12 hours. From Peter Haven around to Langu Plantation. We found the Langu anchorage too exposed, so moved around the point to a spot better for the northwest monsoon and commuted to work by dinghy. Surrounded by steep hillsides, it was a pleasant and secluded anchorage. The nearby local lads found us and were interested in the new neighbour. Dickie Doyle, manager and owner of Langu Plantation, with his wife Tao and the girls Melissa and little Tanya. After I fitted the new motor in Dick's yacht, it was relaunched by brute manpower. Dick found me some more work building a replacement office and trade store. After correcting and finishing off the blockwork, I started on the timber framing. Robert, Dick's plantation foreman, holding Dick's daughter Melissa. The old trade store the new building was to replace. Strictly men's business in here. The Duk arrives, locally called Namos. His job was to chase the little kids and whack them with his stick if he caught them. A real live bogeyman to frighten children into good behaviour. The young men enjoyed playing the role. A young teenage imitation Duk. Weighing the locally grown and supplied farm produce for island sale and export. The framing progressed quite rapidly. George Hendry, the manager of the plantation at the east of Garove at Peter Haven. The priest from the Catholic mission, Father Norbert Empen. Dickie's girls, Uncle Matthew Jacopa behind. George Hendry's family, Brigitta, Patrick and Jenny. Loading the copra bags for transport was very labour-intensive. we took Dick for a sail around to the Anglican mission in the old volcano harbour. St. Michael's Church has a commanding view of the entrance. The stairs up from the shoreline to the St. Michael's Plateau. Little Tanya later became Miss PNG 1994. Tanya and Mum towed Justina from an old newspaper photocopy. Melissa. Explaining to Dick where we were up to with the build, as I had to move on. After a month of work for Dick and a lot of evening socialising with Dick and Tao, it was time to return to Rabaul to explore, and then continue sailing. A last look back at Langu, Dick's yacht on the left. A heavily loaded inter-island copra transport boat. Back in Rabaul and exploring the local market. This was certainly a novel and exciting sport. The control sheet, rope, goes through a pulley on the occupant harness, so one side can be pulled down, feathering the spinnaker, and lowering the flyer back into the water. Icebird was the steel yacht David Lewis sailed around Antarctica. His son Barry was now cruising in it. A US yacht's mascot. The Firewalkers of Rabaul. These men walk through real fires. Not like in Fiji where they just walked on hot rocks. I'm not sure what the disc attached to their penis signifies. We sailed down the harbour to have a look and climb around. The quiescent volcano Tavaver's crater also called Machupet. Sue exploring up around the rim. Tavava is quite close to the airport and Rabaul Township. All this changed in 1994. Tavavu erupted. The volcanologists gave 12 hours warning, so no lives were lost. Rabaul was covered in ash. Vulcan across the harbour also erupted. Next, we sail from Rabaul to Quieta on Bougainville Island. We dive at the Duke of York Islands. Collect water from a creek on New Island. Visit remote Nissan Atoll. Check out the huge Panguna mine. And explore Quieta.